difference. Bow 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's Hacker.
Talk about a fried egg. I lasted about 5 minutes out there. I said, to heck with this. I'll do this in the morning. And I don't have any inside information. The lady that did it, she got in there. She made it happen.
And he doesn't shy away from opinion.
And I do enjoy drinking cold beer at ballparks. So if that makes me a baseball fan, then I'm a diehard baseball fan.
It's Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
And a very good Monday evening to you, Jacksonville. It is Hacker After Dark, 1010XL, 92.5 FM with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. Glad you are with us as we embark on week 2 of Jaguar training camp. I was down there both Saturday and this morning at the Miller Electric Center. Got a lot of thoughts about what we've seen over the first 5 days for training camp, and training camp kind of gets a boost tomorrow as the pads come on for the first time since January 7th when the season ended in Nashville. We're going to get a little hitting, a little thumping tomorrow down with the Jacksonville Jaguars, so I am certainly looking forward to that. Doug Peterson met the media today. We'll bring you some of those comments. Christian Kirk met the media today. On Saturday, I had the opportunity to catch up with defensive tackle Devon Hamilton. And earlier today, I went one-on-one with defensive back and special teams ace Daniel Thomas. So my one-on-one conversations with Devon Hamilton, he comes up in less than 15 minutes. My one-on-one conversation with Daniel Thomas towards the bottom of the 8 o'clock hour. And we will bring you thoughts as well from Christian Kirk and Doug Peterson. We'll talk a little Olympics as well. I've watched a fair amount of it. Really got into table tennis yesterday. The Olympics are all about watching things that you would never normally watch, but once every 4 years. And I've come to the realization today as well. I've often asked the question, who are the best athletes? What sport has the best athletes? I think that conversation's over after watching water polo. Those guys are nuts, man. I mean, for the longest time, and I guess I just never really thought about it, I just assumed they were in like the shallow end. I didn't realize they were legitimately treading water and swimming that entire time. Watch the U.S. team, the men's and women's team. Man, that is just some crazy stuff. Got into some handball earlier today as well. So we'll have some Olympic dialogue later on in the program. But obviously, it's going to be mostly Jaguars. We are in a game week, mind you. Denmark, this is an emotional moment. I didn't even prepare you for this, but maybe you can catch my drift here. So Thursday night, the Texans and the Bears are going to play in Canton, Ohio. That means for the first time since February, 2 NFL teams on Wednesday are going to get on an airplane, and they are going to travel to a football game, a football venue, if you will, as the Hall of Fame game is going to be Thursday night. I don't know if we'll see Caleb Williams. I would tend to doubt it. I would almost guarantee we're not going to see C.J. Stroud. Atta baby. Let's do that again. 2 teams are getting on an airplane on Wednesday and heading to Canton, Ohio. But I do think the kickoff rule is reason enough for me to watch. The brand new kickoff rule, I'm intrigued by it. And we see the first adaptation of that with the Bears and the Texans. That comes up Thursday night. So it's preseason game week. The Jaguars play 12 days from now, Saturday, August the 10th, and they put the full pads on tomorrow. And let's dive into the Jacksonville Jaguars. Every night here on Hacker After Dark, we do kick it off with a big deal of the night and Dylan Denmark. Let's do that right now.
Time now for the big deal of the night.
What's the big deal?
What is the big deal?
No big deal.
It is a big deal.
On Hacker After Dark.
You probably have heard this if you've listened to 1010XL today or You probably saw this if you were on any sort of social media on Saturday. That was not good on Saturday for the Jacksonville Jaguar offense. Dare I say that was bad on Saturday. The defense owned the day, and quite frankly, it wasn't very close. Now, to the offense's credit, earlier today, they rebounded nicely, but I think the bar was set pretty low from what they did on Saturday. I think it would have been hard to not improve. But they did improve. They were better today, but clearly the defense is ahead of the offense, and Saturday was a clear indicator of that. Jaguar head coach Doug Peterson earlier today at the Miller Electric Center, this was prior to this morning's practice, talked about his assessment of his offense 4 days into camp.
We're only 4 days in, right? 4 days in. So still installing, still learning, still teaching, progressing okay. It's obviously we're not a finished product, and we just continue to learn and grow and work in different combinations up front in the O-line, work in different combinations at receivers and running backs. Just we're still in this developmental phase, developing all our players. As we get going deeper into camp, we'll get more specific on lineups and things like that.
That begs the question to Doug Peterson, who was asked in a follow-up, Doug, are you worried about the offense right now?
I mean, look, we're 4 days in, and they're going to happen. Typically at this time, you would say defense is probably ahead of the offense. I mean, it's always been that way, and any turnovers can be cause for concern, but we continue to coach and teach. But on the other side of it, that's what you want your defense to do. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle.
And speaking of the middle, final thought from Doug Peterson, at least for right now. Doug, what have you liked about Ryan Nielsen and that defense so far?
They're playing fast. They're playing with some speed, and obviously we'll find out. Excuse me, the physicality of it this week. When the pads come on, but just like how they're lining up, they've been more aggressive on the corners. With the alignments and different things. So, and moving some guys around. It's not the same guys. We're trying to figure out pieces, right, and who can fit where and who can play in different spots. So it's been good.
As always, thank you to Jaguars.com, our friends over there. So that was Doug Peterson. Now, again, that was before today's practice. The offense was better today because they were not good on Saturday. But as I was thinking about it, watching Saturday, and I even tweeted this out, is it time to panic about the offense? No. But it is time to point out that they were not good through a week into camp. The defense is playing better than them. The defense has won a majority of the first 5 days of this training camp, which is kind of a 180 from where we were a year ago, right? Remember last year, this time, remember how great we thought the offense was going to be? Calvin Ridley was going to be phenomenal, and Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, that threesome at wide receiver. Are you kidding me? Sprinkle in some Jamal Agnew. They got a rookie in Tank Bigsby, a rookie in Brenton Strange to go with Evan Ingram, and obviously Travis Etienne. Man, there was so much excitement about the Jaguar offense right now in late July of 2023. And obviously that was smashed and crushed in front of our very eyes a few months later when Zay Jones got hurt, Christian Kirk got hurt, Trevor Lawrence battled injuries. This is a marathon. An ultimate marathon. This is not a sprint. I was talking to Mike DeRocco of ESPN.com earlier today. This is crazy to think about. Do you remember that crazy Nathan Rourke play against Dallas last year? Remember the quarterback that avoided like 3 guys in the backfield and he hit the running back for a touchdown in Dallas? And it was one of the greatest preseason plays in Jaguar history. That seems like it was years ago. That has not been a calendar year yet.
Yeah, he's a free agent, by the way, too.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw he was just released. That hasn't even been a calendar year. But it seems like forever ago. That goes into that statement. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Jaguar fans, I saw you freaking out on social media on July 27th. Guys, July 27th. Now look, if the offense has not improved by August the 27th, maybe there's a little bit of a conversation there. But in the words of Aaron Rodgers, relax. They haven't even put pads on yet. Learn from your mistakes of past preseasons. I'm guilty of this as well. Usually what we see in training camp and what we see in preseason games, you know what that means come September? Not very much. Enjoy the ride. Don't get so worried. Don't get so frustrated about a couple of bad practices. Has the offense looked good? No. But again, we are in July. I don't really care what they look like right now, as long as on Sunday, September 8th, they look like what I expect them to look like. But man, some of the reaction on social media, good heavens. All right, Saturday was not good for the offense. Let's get to today. Couple of things stood out. Not going to bury the lead. Brian Thomas had his best day of practice in the 5 camps sessions they've had. Brian Thomas made a catch in the end zone, kind of the corner of the end zone, with Ronald Darby draped all over him. Darby had terrific coverage. Brian Thomas made a play. It was the best catch that he had, and it was his best practice that he's had. I'll give you another guy quickly, too, on defense. You know, we're talking about the young corners. Christian Braswell had himself a day today. Very good in 7-on-7, very good in team drills. One or two of those corners is going to emerge behind Campbell and Darby and Jarian Jones, who's going to make it as a third rounder. DeAndre Prince, Eric Hallett, Greg Jr., Monteric Brown, but keep your eye on Christian Braswell. Good day today for that corner coming into his second year in the league. Coming up next, Devon Hamilton. Maybe as important a player as anybody on that defense. The Jaguar defense in 2022, when Devon Hamilton was healthy, they were outstanding at times. Last year, when Devon Hamilton was not healthy, I think you saw that in a big way. I had the opportunity on Saturday to catch up with the Jaguar defensive tackle. Is he healthy? What does he think of Ryan Nielsen? What does he think of Eric Armstead and Mason Smith and Jordan Jefferson? I go one-on-one with Jaguar defensive tackle Devon Hamilton. Next, on a Monday night in Jacksonville, Florida, it's Hacker After Dark.
Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update brought to you by
USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. What a day for the U.S. men's gymnastics team. Frederick Richard, Brody Malone, Asher Hung, Paul Judah, and Steven Netarosik won Team USA's first medal since Beijing 2008. The American men took bronze after a mostly error-free showing in the artistic gymnastics final. Japan took home the gold. China claimed the silver. Netarosik, the former pommel horse world champion, went last and sealed the third-place finish.
It was a really long day leading up to that moment. I thought about it before, about how I get to be the last person that goes to the Olympics, and I framed that in my head as like a positive, like I can be the exclamation point.
The U.S. men compete again in the individual all-around Wednesday. The women's team final takes place tomorrow night. Also on day 3, the U.S. women's basketball team beat Japan 102-76. With this Summer Games update, I'm Erica Herskowitz, Westwood One Sports.
Doors take us to summers away or winter adventures and afternoon getaways. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors by working with you on a comprehensive plan to help you reach your wealth's full potential. Because doors were meant to be opened. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimum supply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey there, Weekend Warriors. It's Matt Hayes. Sick of that slice? Tired of those 3 putts? What if I told you your handicap isn't about your swing, it's about your weight? Why not take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with the Waco 180? We're talking 10 strokes off by August, getting your tour card by September, winning your first major, year 1. Think about it. Fame, fortune, and most important, winning $5 off your buddy because you, sir, are closest to the pin. Taking strokes off your game is just about 40 pounds away at Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken 180 does not guarantee an immediate 10 strokes off your score, receiving a tour card, or the ability to control the weather. Individual results may vary. Your newfound athleticism might cause jealousy among your foursome, leading to accusations of steroid use. Awaken is not responsible for defending your honor in the clubhouse. Awaken 180 cannot guarantee that your newfound golf prowess will lead to a sponsorship deal, but we can't not guarantee it either. Awaken 180 is not responsible for any dramatic fist pumps or unsolicited golf tips you give to strangers. Awaken 180 does not offer refunds for any lost wagers made on your improved golf game. Bet wisely, my friend. Strokes off your game by dropping pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
1010XL breaks down training camp all day. Listen for camp news with analysis and insight from the practice feed.
Everything counts!
1010XL's training camp coverage is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing and Kingfish Pest Control.
Jacks fans, the Jaguars are back at the Miller Electric Center for training camp. Presented by Dreamfinder. You won't want to miss out. Stop by to get the first look at Trevor Lawrence and the team as they prepare for the 2024 season. To check out camp dates and secure your tickets, go to Jaguars.com/training camp. Daily availability is limited, so lock in your tickets today.
How good is that?
Get closer to nature.
Trying to get close to these bucks out here.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Waltz. The Nimnicht Outdoor Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
What's up? I'm Miles.
Hey, and I'm Jara.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich is how the flavors come together. First, I taste the smoky grilled chicken, then the pepper bacon with that maple bun. Added with the sweet heat and the pickles.
I'm really sold on the pickle. It meets you in the middle with the sweetness and the heat.
It's spice-tastic.
Yum-licious.
Flavoristic.
The sandwich of the summer. The Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich.
Order the Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Imagine driving a late model Corvette, BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, Honda, Chevy, Ford, and more. All at a fraction of the original sticker price. Visit Vaughn Motor Group's indoor showroom and browse a great selection of dream cars that are inspected with warranties. Before you make your next auto purchase, check out Vaughn Motor Group on San Jose Boulevard or at vaughnmotorgroup.com for a complete inventory listing. If you can dream it, you can drive it at Vaughn Motor Group.
This is David Lane. After suffering through several painful injuries to my shoulder, back, and knees, I've taken my issues to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and without fail, they've been a tremendous help towards solving my problems. If you have any orthopedic situations, don't procrastinate. Take action today. Give those aches and pains to the pros at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. You'll be glad you did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey folks, this is Dave Benyon with my son Ammon here from Zero Res. Ammon, you've been cleaning air ducts for a while now. What are some of the reasons customers might consider getting their air ducts cleaned?
There are many reasons. Many times, people suffer needlessly from poor indoor air quality produced by the conditions in their air system. Construction dust, the presence of bacterial growth, and years' worth of buildup all come together to make your air ducts a pretty gross place. If you suffer from allergies, have recently moved, recently remodeled, or have never had your air ducts cleaned, then now is the best time to call. By calling Zero Res, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you called the best of the best. Our state-of-the-art truck mount system and top-of-the-line service representatives simply can't be found anywhere else. Google Zero Res and read thousands of 5-star reviews.
So what kind of deals can I expect?
Just mention that you heard us on the radio, and we'll give you $100 off your air duct cleaning.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty great deal. Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Yes, it is. Glad you're with us. 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Jaguar defensive back Daniel Thomas. My conversation with him from earlier today down at the Miller Electric Center, that comes up in less than 15 minutes. On Saturday, I was down there, and Devon Hamilton and I had a conversation. And look, Devon Hamilton last year was set to have a gigantic year, right? He got a contract extension in the offseason, coming off a great 2022 campaign. In the preseason, he was looking phenomenal. And then, bam, he had a medical situation arise, cost him, half the year? He ultimately did come back, but clearly he wasn't the Devon Hamilton that we saw in 2022 that warranted that contract extension. Had to be frustrating for him. Certainly was frustrating for the organization and the fans because of how important Devon Hamilton is to this organization. What Devon Hamilton means for the success of a Trayvon Walker, Joshua Hines-Allen. Now you throw Eric Armstead into the mix. Devon Hamilton's looking like himself from 2022. I got to be honest. He's looking good out there. I had the opportunity Saturday to talk with Jaguar defensive lineman Devon Hamilton. Here is that conversation down at Jaguars training camp. All right, Jaguar training camp, day number 4 in the books. We're here with Jacksonville Jaguar defensive lineman Devon Hamilton. Devon, how are things going out there, man?
Going pretty well. I mean, we're still getting back in the swing of things. We're still working through some techniques, but overall, we've been doing pretty well.
Obviously, it looked like a good day for the defense. Can you guys feel that out there? We certainly were feeling it on the sideline.
For sure. I think we're understanding our scheme, understanding our assignments, and we're able to play fast. So.
What about Ryan Nielsen coming here, though? Almost a brand-new defensive staff as well. What have they brought to the table for you guys?
A lot of detail. I think the intensity as well has been at an all-time high, and I think that's something we need for our team in order to progress and get better throughout this coming season.
You're still a relatively young guy, but you got a couple of younger guys on that D-line now, Mason Smith, Jordan Jefferson. What have you seen from them, and what are you teaching them as they work their way through their first training camp?
I'd say they're doing really well. I mean, a lot better than most rookies I know. You know, they're really adjusting very well, and I'm just trying to give them just little tips and tricks that, vets know, playing the game now for my 5th year, so just trying to give them little tips and stuff.
You re-signed last year. Andrew Wingard re-signed last year. This year, Tyson Campbell and Joshua Hines-Allen and Trevor. I mean, what does it mean in the locker room, Devon, to take care of your own, right? It's what this organization is doing. That must mean a lot to you guys.
Yeah, it means a lot. I mean, be able to stay here and already know the guys that you're working with and be able to have, like, some staple guys in the room is just a lot for us, you know. That means we're doing well. That means we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, so.
Let's talk about you personally. Obviously, last year had to be very frustrating. You look perfect out there right now. You look like you're in rare form back in 2022. I mean, how has this journey been, and are you 100% right now?
Yeah, I mean, this journey's been a long journey, don't get me wrong, but it's been something I've learned in this process. You know, it's obviously not the thing I wanted to happen. You know, I really wanted to play last year at full capacity, and but, you know, that's what God wants me to do. This is God's path for me, so I'm just going to take it. But also, I feel 100% now, you know. I feel like I'm in stride, just still working through a little bit of kinks and stuff like that, you know, and that's early in camp, but just feeling great right now.
You know, Jaguar fans call us on the radio, and they're talking about Joshua Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, Devon Hamilton, Eric Armstead, Roy Robertson-Harris. I mean, the rookies, not to mention the other guys. You got some dogs on that D-line. I mean, you got to be pretty excited what you guys could do this year.
Oh, yeah. That means there's less plays on us, you know, as a starting group. We can rotate a lot more, and then, you know, the level's never going to drop for us, you know what I mean, because we have so many good players in our room.
Evan Ingram made some comments earlier this week, Andrew Wingard as well, the way last year ended, you know, the fact that people are hyping up Houston and Tennessee and Indianapolis. I mean, what does that mean to you guys to maybe be, quote-unquote, the overlooked team again like you were in 2022?
I mean, last year is not where we wanted to end at all. You know, that was very disappointing for us. But at the end of the day, right now, we're just worried about us. You know, we can only really control what we can control, you know. But we're going to go out here and play good ball this year, and I can't wait to get out there.
Final moments here with Devon Hamilton. The fans, they've been out here 4 days in a row, a lot of energy out there. You can sense the excitement in the city, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely a lot of fans. I appreciate them for coming. You know, it does give us kind of an atmosphere to our practices, allows us to get a little acclimated to noise and, you know, people with being there and whatnot. So I really appreciate them for coming.
Final question. I know a guy like you, helmets are nice, T-shirts and shorts are nice. You want to get the full pads. You want to do some thumping. You're going to be able to do that at the beginning of next week. Well, are you excited about that?
For sure. I think that's when camp really starts, and, you know, people going to be getting separated, and that's all right, though. See, this is going to make us better at the end of the day.
Devon, great to see you back out there, man.
Thank you so much.
There you go. Devon Hamilton. I had the chance to catch up with him on Saturday, and well, he looks good out there. And you look at the Jaguar defensive line, they got 16 guys listed on the defensive line. Now, granted, a couple of those include Joshua Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, the edge guys as well. But there are going to be some real battles for those spots. I mean, Hines-Allen's here, Walker's here, that's 2. Devon Hamilton's certainly got a spot, that's 3. Eric Armstead certainly has a spot, that's 4. Mason Smith is going to be here, that's 5. Roy Robertson-Harris, you would expect to be here, that's 6. You would have to think Jordan Jefferson's going to be here, that's 7. I haven't even mentioned Jeremiah Ledbetter, Adam Gotsis, Tyler Lacey, 7th-round pick Miles Cole, DJ Coleman, who I know they like, who was on the practice squad last year. There is a ton of competition on that defensive line. We'll see how it plays out, but clearly a vital part of that in the middle will be Devon Hamilton. I appreciate him taking time out for us on Saturday. That was 2 days ago. The Jaguars had another practice this morning. I was once again down at the Miller Electric Center, and this morning I had the chance to catch up with a free agent that re-signed here this offseason, a guy that's coming into year number 5 as a Jacksonville Jaguar, and one of the more vital pieces on the Jaguar special teams, Daniel Thomas. Daniel Thomas is just a good football player. He's a good guy to have on your roster. The Jaguars realize this because they gave him money this offseason to bring him back. Daniel Thomas joins me next to talk about Ryan Nielsen, to talk about Tyson Campbell and Andre Sisco and Andrew Wingard, and to talk about the brand new kickoff rule that we're set to make its debut in the NFL Thursday night at the Hall of Fame game. We get into a lot with Daniel Thomas. You'll hear his thoughts next. Monday night, Hacker After Dark. Glad you're with us. 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
We found the computer outlet, sir.
Plug in. No static ever. Download the free 1010XL app for Apple and Android devices and take us with you wherever you go.
This is Pre-Tection. Yep, Pre-Tection. The everyday skin protection ritual that protects your skin from mosquitoes. Pre-barbecue. Pre-playground. Pre-everything. Pre-every day. Prevention is the best protection. This summer, make sure you have OFF, the #1 dermatologist-recommended repellent brand. SC Johnson, a family company.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler?
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. It's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's going to kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv. If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air and Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool.
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler.
Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
On the field, he brought the boom.
I'll always be a linebacker at heart.
He brings that attitude to the microphone.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Colin McMahon.
Friday from 10 to noon. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Save money while beautifying your home with Renewal by Anderson with their energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Their exclusive Fibrex product is chic, tough, easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. Right now, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free, plus 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
At Hidden Hills Golf Club, we truly love the game of golf. We invite you to book your next tee time here and enjoy a golfing experience that you might not find at other public facilities. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com. You'll be glad you did.
Vegas, baby. This is Taylor Dahl from Helmets and Heels, and we're sending one lucky listener to Circa Resort and Casino this December. Win a free 3-night stay with $200 food and beverage credit, plus a daybed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen at Circa, you'll huddle up with the Heels at the Overhang Bar for our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and giveaways. For a chance to win this all-in package to Circa with Helmets and Heels, enter at 1010xl.com/Vegas.
And if you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, Circa Resort and Casino has a special rate just for Jacksonville fans. Mia here, and for just $500, get a 3-night stay at Circa, $200 in food and beverage credit, plus a day bed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive screen, it's the world's largest hot tub party. The all-in package is only available till August 30th, so act now. Book and join the Heels in Vegas. Visit CircaLasVegas.com today. day.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have been helping first-time home buyers with their mortgage financing all over Florida for 34 years. First-time home buyers can get no or low down payments, anywhere from 0 to 3.5% down. As a first-time home buyer with Trustline Mortgage, you get added benefits for doing your loan with us, like lower rates on your mortgage insurance and lower closing costs. Oh, and did I forget to mention that Trustline gives first-time home buyers better mortgage interest rates? Here's the bottom line. Trustline Mortgage wants to help first-time home buyers accomplish your goal of home ownership. That's why Trustline Mortgage is offering the best first-time home buyer benefits around, period. Trustline Mortgage delivers with no and low down payments, lower closing costs, and better interest rates. Call Trustline Mortgage today at 381-LOAN. Yes, 381-LOAN to find out how we can help you buy your dream home. Or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing opportunity. MLS number 331480.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This just in on Hacker After Dark.
All right, well, Jaguar news breaking here at 8:35 on a Monday evening. The Jacksonville Jaguars have released kicker Riley Patterson. So, look, I mean, not that that's a big shocker. You knew when they drafted Cam Little in the 6th round he was going to win the job, and I got to tell you, you don't have to be the smartest football guy out there to see when Cam Little's kicking a ball compared to when Riley Patterson is kicking a ball. It looks vastly different. So right now, Cam Little, the rookie out of Arkansas, who was going to be the kicker, in my opinion, regardless, is literally the only kicker you have on your roster. Now, what will the Jaguars do with that roster spot? We will see. You're going to see this a lot in camp moving forward into the month of August. Guys getting cut and guys getting signed off of other teams. But Riley Patterson is cut. And truthfully, and I was talking about this with some of the guys and gals at the media, I guess was it Friday or Saturday. Look, Riley Patterson knew he was not going to win the job here. There are other places that hypothetically he could go to maybe compete. I mean, think about where he was last year in Detroit. Now, I know they brought in Bates, that kid from the UFL that's been booming like 60-yarders in the UFL. But Detroit just lost Michael Badgley for the year with a torn hamstring. So maybe Riley Patterson, this is a blessing in disguise for him. He might be able to go get an opportunity before the month of August hits to maybe compete for another job, because he was not going to win this one. There is absolutely no question about that. And it's official now. Again, Riley Patterson tonight released by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cam Little, the rookie from Arkansas, has no doubt won that kicking job. Speaking of special teams, one of the main guys for the Jaguar special teams for the last handful of years is Daniel Thomas. To me, Daniel Thomas is just a good football player, man. He comes in on a backup role at safety and is good when he is called on. He's one of the best special teams guys on the roster. There is a reason the Jaguars didn't even let Daniel Thomas hit free agency. They re-signed him before the free agent market even opened, because he would have been in demand had he been on the free agent market. Good football players deserve contract extensions. Daniel Thomas got one this offseason earlier today. After Jaguar practice, I had the opportunity to catch up with Jaguar Daniel Thomas.
All right, Monday, Miller Electric training camp in the books. We're here with Jacksonville Jaguar defensive back Daniel Thomas. Daniel, how's it going out there?
It's going pretty good. Pretty hot out there, but everything's been coming together. We slowly putting the installs in and just getting better each and every day.
Go back to Saturday again today. Looked like a good day for the defense. Can you guys feel that, the momentum building for you guys?
Most definitely. Coach Nielsen instilled this mindset where, to the point where we don't have to, wait on the offense to get better. We dominate and just focus on us. So each day we just stacking days and put in the work, and just outcomes are evident. So
You mentioned Coach Nielsen, new defensive coordinator, almost an entirely new defensive staff. What is that mindset they've brought to you guys this offseason?
I mean, attack, aggressive. Each and every day we coming out with that same mindset and treating every day like it's day one and just getting better and not getting complacent. So each day we treat every day like it's Friday, which is payday.
What about you? You were a free agent this offseason. You had options, I'm sure. You chose to re-sign here in Jacksonville. Why'd you make that decision?
I mean, first of all, God told me to come back, and second of all, Jacksonville is home, and I love the coaching staff here. It's like family, and this is where I got my start. So hopefully I can be here the rest of my career and just make a mark here and do something that's never been done, for sure.
You, Andrew Winger, Devon Hamilton last year, you were joined by Trevor and Josh and Tyson and all these guys getting new deals that have been here for 3 and 4 years.
Yeah.
What does that mean in the locker room for the organization to take care of their own guys?
I mean, it just, it starts at the top with the front office, and they obviously seeing that we have guys who are high character, they're good players, and we building a culture here that starts with the guys in the locker room. So they obviously see that when you get a group of guys together and they gel, good things happen. Obviously we got hurt a lot last year, and things didn't turn out the way we wanted to, but I know we got the right guys in the room, and I know they see that as well. So.
Couple more for Jaguar defensive back Daniel Thomas. I was talking with Dewey last week. Dewey's never one to mince words. You are on a short list with him, guys that were here through the dark times, if you will, 2020, 2021, 4 combined wins, and now people were frustrated about 9 wins last year. I mean, the compare and contrast from when your career started here to where this organization is now.
I mean, it's like night and day. I remember when I first got here, we started off 1 game and 1 win and 15 straight losses, and definitely a struggle. It tested you mentally and physically because of, who wants to not win. You get what I'm saying? So just to see, the culture that Doug brought in here, it's like, man, like all it takes is the right coaches to have been with you at the right time. So like I said, like the culture that Doug and the players we have in this room that we bringing together, it's going to be something special. I know it takes time, but sooner or later I feel like it's going to be one of the places to be at and the teams to beat.
I know you were hurt towards the end of last year, but a lot of guys have talked about losing 5 out of 6 and the motivation of the collapse or whatever you want to call it. How much now, 6 months after that, is that still a motivating factor?
I mean, most definitely, because, it's easy to, be like, man, we had the team, but it's like we did have the team. So it's like, just losing those last 5 to 6 games, it definitely leaves a chip on your shoulder. And it's like every time we step on the field, I definitely think about it because I just hate not being in that Super Bowl game. Me and Dewey talk about it, I never won anything like from Little League, high school. I only went to the playoffs. I never won a championship. So just not being in that Super Bowl game does something to me. So, like, I want to make sure at the end of the year we holding up that trophy. And whatever the team needs, whatever they need me to do, I'm going to do it so we can be at the top when it's all said and done.
As we wrap up with Daniel Thomas, a couple of final thoughts. Number one, the secondary is interesting. Guys like you and Dewey and Tyson, you've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
But now Darby and Savage and Prince and Jones, a lot of new guys. How is that secondary meshing right now?
I mean, it's like we've been together our whole career. Like, and that's the culture that we have in our locker room. We got a bunch of selfless guys, Cisco, Tyson, Dewey, you know what I'm saying? Ever since I've been here, it's just guys that just love each other. And when you love your brother, you can compete with your brother. He can get you better. He can hold you accountable. So, like, being with guys for 4 and 5 years, me and Dewey, I never had won a year without him. So it's like, that's my blood brother, Cisco, 4 years, Tyson. It's like, you have guys like that in the locker room. It's like, I know they're going to get me better. They're going to hold me accountable. And at the end of the day, we're going to get the job done. So them the guys you can trust. If I can love you, I can trust you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of culture we have in this DB room. It's been like that ever since we've been there.
Final question, Daniel. The new kickoff rule.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be interesting for everybody involved. You're going to live it here in a couple of weeks. I mean, what's your thought on the whole thing?
Crazy work. I mean, like, I'm being funny, but it's definitely new, and it's a challenge. But I'm excited to see how it's going to affect the NFL. But it's exciting, you know what I'm saying? Add a little spice to the league. So everybody's learning. So everybody's a rookie on kickoff. So it's like everybody trying to earn a spot. Everybody trying to show what they can do. So I'm excited to see what this new rule going to do to the game.
Helmets and T-shirts are fun. Yeah. Full pads is what you want to see. You excited?
Yeah. So, like, this don't really mean nothing. That's why I tell people, like, it matters, but it don't matter. And what matters is when you put on them pads on. So, like, tomorrow I'm excited to see how everybody going to show up and who going to separate themselves. And that's what it's all about. Be physical, and we're aggressive players. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen tomorrow.
He's a fixture here in Jacksonville. Jaguar DB Daniel Thomas. Appreciate you, brother.
Sir, anytime, brother. You have a good one.
There you go, Daniel Thomas with me earlier down at the Miller Electric Center. As always, thank you to the Jaguar PR staff, Emily and Jacob and Dylan and John and everybody down there for helping us out here on Hacker After Dark with Devon Hamilton on Saturday, Daniel Thomas today, scheduled to have Brandon Sheriff tomorrow down at practice, the first day of pads for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Quickly to the defensive backs room for a moment. There's 18 players in camp that are listed as either corner or safety. How many do you keep for a 53-man roster? Well, you probably keep minimum 5 corners, minimum 5, maybe 6, and you keep minimum 4 safeties. So 9 or 10 is probably the number you're looking at for DB. So let's go off the number 9 right now. You're going to keep 9 guys, okay? So let's play. Andre Sisco is 1. Darnell Savage is 2. Tyson Campbell is 3. Ronald Darby is 4. All right, so those 4 guys are definitely here. Daniel Thomas is going to be here. That's 5. Jarian Jones is going to be here. That's 6. Andrew Wingard is going to be here. That's 7. So you get to 7 without really thinking about it. So if we're going off the number 9, there's 2 spots left. DeAndre Prince, the 5th-round rookie out of Ole Miss. Yeah, he's probably going to make the team. I mentioned Christian Braswell, the second-year corner out of Rutgers, had a really good day today, including an interception. Antonio, by the way, I haven't even mentioned Antonio Johnson. He's absolutely making the team. So you get to 8 without even thinking about it. So back to Braswell, back to Prince. Then you got Monteric Brown. You got Gregory Jr. You got Eric Howlett, a former draft pick. They seem to like Josh Proctor, an undrafted free agent out of Ohio State. The number game really sneaks up on you at positions like that. It sneaks up on you on defensive back. It sneaks up on you at offensive line. Sneaks up on you at wide receiver, quite frankly. They're going to have to make some tough cuts. Again, they made their first cut of training camp this evening. If you haven't heard, about 20 minutes ago, the Jaguars announced they have released kicker Riley Patterson. Obviously, that means Cam Little won the job. I never really thought it was a competition anyway, but it is Cam Little's job. One guy that will definitely be here, I'm not breaking any news, is Christian Kirk, and it was certainly good to see him back. Christian Kirk met the media earlier today. And in fact, let's begin with him being back, no longer being in pain due to that injury that he suffered. When Christian Kirk got hurt in the Cincinnati game on Monday Night Football last year, man, that was kind of like the end of the year almost. We didn't know it at the time, but this offense was drastically different without Christian Kirk. That Cincinnati game sucked all the way around. That was the game Trevor hurt his ankle. Remember, he was limping back to the locker room. Christian Kirk got hurt on like the first play of the game, missed the rest of the year. We were all excited for Monday Night Football returning to Jacksonville, and it kind of blew up in our face, right? Well, Christian Kirk met the media earlier today, and he talked about no more pain after that injury a year ago.
My injury was basically just football. And so as long as my approach is consistent, it's the same every day, and I feel like I'm putting my best foot forward, then I have no problem if something happens while I'm out there because I know I did all I could do. But I definitely want to stay healthy this year. I feel great, feel strong, feel fast, not in pain anymore. And I'm really just excited because my body hasn't felt this good in a long time. So just really looking forward to just building throughout training camp.
The thoughts of Christian Kirk. He's vital. Man, he is a vital part. It's an interesting bet. Denmark, I was talking earlier, who's going to lead the Jaguars in catches this year? If you had to say right now, on July 29th, player X is going to lead the team in receptions. Who do you have?
It's definitely between Kirk or Ingram. I kind of lean Ingram.
It's going to be close. I agree, Kirk and Ingram, although I think it's going to be interesting that I could see, could we have 5 guys with 40 catches or more by the end of the year?
No, that's fantasy land.
You think?
I think you can get 4. 5 is pushing it.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Well, let's expand on that. I got news for you. If Gabe Davis doesn't have 40 catches, that's a disappointment, correct?
Yeah, he'll get 40.
If Brian Thomas doesn't have 40 catches, is that a disappointment?
Yeah.
Well, Ingram's going to have more.
Yeah.
Kirk's going to have more.
Yeah.
So the only other guy I'm thinking is ETN out of the backfield.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I
But
think,
when you say fantasy land, now that we're talking through it, do you want to recount that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's not crazy. ETN could get 40, but I don't know, man. I mean, I think Bigsby, if the coaches really believe what they're saying and talking about Bigsby, that he's going to play more. If he can fix his fumbling issue, ETN probably doesn't get as many, plays on the field as he did a year ago. I mean, he didn't pretty much get off the field all 3 downs the entire season.
And that's fair. And look, I'm not saying they are without a shadow of a doubt, but I could definitely see a scenario where you have not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but you have 5 guys. And 40 is always the number. For whatever reason, people, instead of like 50, I don't know why 50 is not the number, but people gravitate towards the 40 reception number for whatever reason that is. I could see 5 guys having 40 catches. And obviously, let me do my Wolfson math on that. That would be 200 completions for Trevor Lawrence, which is obviously going to happen. We'll just see how much he branches out. And I'm not even talking about Devin Duvernay or Parker Washington or Brenton Strange or Tank Bigsby. They got a lot of options, no question about it. Christian Kirk was asked about a couple of those options. How will Gabe Davis and how will Brian Thomas Jr. help Christian Kirk here in 2024?
Well, I think just their dynamic ability, especially on the outside, to be able to create plays down the field. They're bigger bodies, so even, across the middle and intermediate passes. But, when it comes to bringing in different wide receivers, especially for this system, everybody has to play everywhere. I have to be able to go in the backfield, play outside as well, play inside. And, same goes for Brian and Gabe. They'll be inside as well. So they're both really smart players, and I think that's the one thing that kind of sticks out is you can kind of put them everywhere, and they're very diverse. So I think our games complement each other well, and, we're just, excited to keep developing them and, their relationship with Trevor.
It's the most turnover of any position on the team, right? You were locked in last year with Ridley, Jones, Agnew, and Kirk, and to think 75% of those guys are gone. Kirk remains, in comes Thomas, Davis, Duvernay. I think Parker Washington, by the way, has had a terrific first week of camp. Doug Peterson raved about him in OTAs, and I see why. Parker Washington looks very good out there. That 6th wide receiver spot's going to be a battle. Elijah Cooks, Tim Jones, Joshua Cephas. I'll tell you this, and I'm going to talk to this guy on Wednesday. I don't necessarily think he's going to make the team. It's a long shot. But Denzel Mims was signed after OTAs, a former, 2nd-round pick in New York. Denzel Mims is catching everything out there, too. He's actually looked really good. There's going to be a lot of competition at wide receiver. That goes back to what I said earlier. D-line, O-line, wide receiver, secondary. There are going to be some tough cuts at the tail end of this roster. I think roster spots like 1 to probably 47-ish are all but set in stone. Those last 5 or 6 spots, there are going to be a lot of dialogue, a lot of conversation for spots 48 through 53 that ultimately round out this Jaguar roster in 2024. Almost halftime here on Hacker After Dark. 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. We will take you up till 10 o'clock as we do every night. We are certainly glad you are spending part of your Monday evening with us. At the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour, former Jaguar defensive back Demetrius McCray joins me. He was out there on Saturday at the Miller Electric Center for the Jaguar Legends. Invited by the team to come out and watch training camp. Always enjoy talking with former Jaguar DB Demetrius McCray. We'll talk Tyson Campbell. We'll talk Ryan Nielsen. We'll talk a lot of Jaguar football with a former Jaguar, Demetrius McCray. Coming up next, my pal Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4. What has he seen out at training camp? He's got a lot of interesting takes. I always love talking football with Jamal because he'll tell you what he thinks, man. He doesn't sugarcoat a whole lot. And that conversation comes up next. With you till 10 o'clock, Hacker After Dark rolls on Monday night, Jacksonville, Florida, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
If you like to decompress after a daily mess,
well, I guess you know all about me.
Hitch a ride home with the Frangie Show.
So what do you do for relaxation?
Frangie and Carline drive you home.
Woo! Hey, you want to drive?
Afternoons on 1010XL.
Awaken 180 weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss. You know, I had some people down at training camp today. It's becoming a regular occurrence down there for people that I haven't seen in a little while. Hacker, how have you lost so much weight? Hacker, you're looking great. I'll tell you, that's a lot nicer than what I was getting from some people last year. I knew what I looked like. You know, I knew the comments that were being made, particularly on the stream, right? I'm not immune to that. But that's not the case anymore, thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. Now I'm getting nothing but positive feedback. That's what happens when you lose over 80 pounds in 5.5 months, less than 5.5 months. Over 80 pounds. Guys, if you need to lose weight, do what I did and change your life with Awaken 180 weight loss. Go to awaken180weightloss.com. They can help you. I know this because they have helped me. Awaken 180 weight loss.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Strength and resistance training are some of the best forms of exercise you can do to strengthen your muscles and improve your body composition. It may also lead to important improvements in metabolic health, meaning your blood sugar levels are easier to manage, and it also increases how many calories you burn at rest. The Physical Activity Guidelines for Americans recommends resistance training twice per week in addition to cardio training. Let's get fit, Jacksonville.
Hi, I'm David Lane, your average everyday Joe. I'm 5 months out of my back surgery with Southeast Orthopedic, and I'm doing great. Thanks to Dr. Herford and his staff at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The coolest thing going on right now is the summer fan sale with 3 ways to save at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Browse their huge selection of high-quality fans to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness. Buy 1 fan, save 10%. Buy 2, save 15%. Buy 3 or more and save 20% off summer pricing on all fans. Visit their showroom near the avenues while inventory is still available and discover the difference that locally owned expertise makes at First Coast Lighting and Fans.
This is Hayes Carline here to help you break free from the chains of pest infestation. The talk of this town is Kingfish Pest Control. By now, many of your neighbors have already joined the Kingfish Revolution, leaving their homes and lawns protected and pest-free. Now it's your turn. Call Kingfish Pest Control and say goodbye to termites, ants, mosquitoes, and other annoying pests. Trust me, you'll get exceptional service and understand why your neighbors and I use Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jaguars.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
Are your kids ready to play this summer? Come check out the Y. Summer is a time for kids to explore new things and expand the limits of their imagination. At the Y Summer Camp, every day is a new adventure. Kids can learn about STEM, arts and humanities, athletic sports, outdoor games, and more. Registration is now open, but space is limited, and spots are filling up quickly. Learn more and find your adventure at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. Week 2 of Jaguar training camp has begun. They are now 5 practices in. The pads come on beginning tomorrow, which will certainly be nice to see. But there has been a lot of things that have certainly caught my eye. I've been out there every day, as has my buddy Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4, and he's always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. Jamal, it's been a little while, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, Hacker. How you doing?
Jamal, we're good, man. Thank you for the time. And all right, there's a lot I want to get into with you, but 5 days in, the pads come on tomorrow. Just your thoughts, a mile-high view, if you will, what you've seen over the first week or so.
The defense has looked good. The offense has, well, that's about the best I can put it. So far through what we've seen, it's been kind of ho-hum for the offense as they really are trying to figure it out, and it shows. While the defense looks miles ahead, and they've really been taking advantage of those opportunities that have been presented out there on the football field. So it's been competitive. I like it. I think the players feel pretty good about where the team's at so far, but it's a week of training camp in, and we're going into week 2, and the pads go on tomorrow. And in the words of Mitch Morris, the game's played in pads, and that's why they got to practice in them. So
yeah, it's a good point. I had Daniel Thomas earlier, and he said the same thing. He got a little smile on his face when I mentioned the pads going on tomorrow. We'll talk about the defense because I agree there's been some positives there, but certainly the fans want to know about the offense. I go back to Saturday, Jamal. That was not good by Trevor Lawrence and the offense. Now, I thought they were better today, but were you concerned Saturday watching the defense kind of dominate out there?
I found myself saying today was better, and then I also doubled back and said, well, the bar was real low. So it's tough not to be better than what the bar was previously. Look, there's concerns. I think there's a real reason for concerns. But the key thing I keep kind of doubling back on is the same thing that has been echoed by the coaching staff and the players, is it's early in training camp. It's the first week. There's no need to make these drastic referendums. The offense is working on select things. And one of the things that Mitch Morris kind of put in perspective for me when I talked to him on Saturday is he said a lot of times early in training camp, coaching staffs like to put offenses in situations that they struggled at the year before to see if they can make progress and make those strides in the right direction and put them in those difficult situations that first week of camp. Hence why maybe we saw the Jaguars throwing the ball exclusively in the red zone for the first 2 days of training camp, because that's something we've seen them struggle at during the season. So Doug Peterson lines that up day 1, day 2. Go out there, throw the ball around. It didn't end well. But those are things that why you hear Press Taylor saying these are situations that maybe we wouldn't have done these things during the game, but we wanted to see how the guys handle them. Look, I'm not ready to press the panic button. I keep reminding people of the sky high expectations, the sunshine and rainbows we were singing last year this time. Calvin Ridley this, he's going to be that. The offense is going to be great. And then it turned around. The season started, and the offense, it was okay. It was inconsistent, and they were trying to figure it out. And now this year, everybody's kind of the complete opposite. Where's Brian Thomas Jr.? What's the offense doing? And you somewhere in the middle is the reality of this thing of, what the offense is, where it's going to be. And I think we all kind of got to take a deep breath and see if the offense can catch up. Now, if Tampa Bay comes here in a couple of weeks and the Jaguars offense looks just as bad, I'll be the first one grabbing the red flag and waving that thing as fast as I can. I can guarantee you that.
Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4. No, I agree with that sentiment. And look, with the offensive struggles comes the talk about Trevor Lawrence. Now, again, you're right. The bar was very low. I thought Trevor was better today, but Saturday was not good for number 16. I mean, let's make no bones about it. And one of the concerning things is, again, no pads. Maybe things will change once we actually see what real football looks like. Jamal, to me, it doesn't look like the wide receivers are getting a ton of separation down the field either.
No, look, I think that can go both ways. Is the Jaguars have a solid cornerback group. The Tyson Campbell we've seen in limited action because he did roll his ankle. But that Tyson looks like a motivated, lockdown, healthy Tyson that was ready to go show people that he's the player that was out there 2 years ago, not the player that was injured a year ago. Bullying guys. Ronald Darby, to me, has been better than advertised, or better than I expected him to be. Sticky in coverage consistently. I think we've all raved about Jarian Jones. The coaching staff's raved about him and what to expect. So I think that there's something to be said about maybe this Jaguars cornerback group is just maybe a little bit improved from what we expected. And the Jaguars receivers, well, look, Christian Kirk is Christian Kirk, and I think he's creating the separation and doing things that we expect him to do. Gabe Davis has never been a crazy separation guy, even when he was in Buffalo. That wasn't like his niche. That's not what he did. He's a big guy who has wheels and can go down and make plays using his size. So I'm not necessarily concerned about that. Brian Thomas Jr., on the other hand, I would like to see him make some more separation, but through the first, I guess, week or so of camp, he's looked like a rookie, and that's okay. If he didn't look like a rookie, then we would be singing his praises. But right now, he looks like a rookie. Can he knock those rookie rust off and get rolling and start being the guy that the Jaguars expect him to be? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But the good news is, overall, I don't think the expectation from anyone should have been that BTJ was rolling in here to be the Jaguars' number one option this season. He should be number 4. So how good does the number 4 option on the offense really have to be? The better he is, the better the offense is. But he can be a rookie and be inconsistent out on the game field, and the Jaguars' offense still be okay. So I think it's a little bit of both. And I think we'll see a few things change as we kind of go through the next couple of weeks.
Brian Thomas Jr., you and I were standing right next to each other today in the end zone. He made his best play of camp over Ronald Darby. It was the most highlight reel play that Brian Thomas has made. You look for a spark for rookies, the light to come on, whatever verbiage you want to use. Clearly it's early, obviously, 5 days in. But no doubt to me, Jamal, today was Brian Thomas's best day out there.
No, it's not close because he was missing in action before that. Everybody was looking for him. Look, that's the best play that he's made so far, and it's not close. And it was on a guy that intercepted a pass that was thrown his way early in Ronald Darby, whose phrases I literally was just singing because I think Darby's been having a good camp. Great contested catch by Brian Thomas Jr., but to your point, there wasn't a whole lot of separation created. He just went up and made the play. So I think there's a balance of both of those things. We need to see him create more space and use that speed and body to create separation so it makes it an easier throw. But we do also have to see him go up and make those contested plays when it's not there. So this is a good sign. Hopefully it's a sign of more things to come, at least from his direction. And I think it will be. I think it's going to take some time for him to come on. I think all the people that were maybe, my fantasy football folks out there that were hoping BTJ would roll out and be 1,000-yard receiver in year one, I think you go ahead and lower those expectations quite drastically. And let's start saying, I think Zay Jones numbers in that realm are what the expectation should be, at least as a rookie.
And you really can't talk much about the running game yet. We'll know more when the pads come on. We'll certainly be looking at the offensive line as the week moves on and as preseason game number 1 approaches. But I want a final thought on the offense before we switch sides of the ball. Evan Ingram, you and I talked back during OTAs. We both thought at that point he had looked great in the offseason. I continue. I mean, the guy's the first guy on the field every day before practice. He's one of the stars on the team. He's out there 20 minutes before some of the other guys. I love everything about Evan Ingram. You want to talk about a grand slam free agent for the last 3 years? That's what Evan Ingram has been for this team, and I think he's going to have another great 2024.
Oh, man, Evan Ingram has been one of the best free agent signings the Jaguars have had in a long time. Just because of everything he does, the way he carries himself on the field and the way he carries himself off the field. I was explaining to our intern here that, you find those guys that are not just going to be the voice of reason when things are going well, but the voice of reason when things are going bad. And Evan is one of those guys that, no matter how bad it gets, he's going to stand there and try and explain it as to what's going on and be that voice of reason for the Jaguars. He's a fantastic football player, but an even better person. Love the guy. I think he's going to be in for a big season. Justin Barney over here at Channel 4 actually talked to Evan today, caught up with him, and one of the things Evan told him is that he wants to be more impactful in the run game. He's put on a little bit more weight to try and do that. He also wants to stretch the field a little bit more. I think Evan's focused. I think Evan's looked good. Look, I mean, you talked about his warm-up. It is astounding to me. That guy goes through a full practice before everybody else is out on the field. And I was literally thinking it today. I was like, if I was a young, undrafted guy, I can't imagine why I'd be out there just copying everything that Evan does to warm up. And then I'd be dead during practice. But that's what I would do.
That'd be a good place to start because, he is a team leader, man. There is no question about that. Couple of more for Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4 with us here on Hacker After Dark. We mentioned the defense at the top. Let's start with Ryan Nielsen. I think he's going to be a star. Look, there's a reason that he went from New Orleans to Atlanta. He was certainly in demand. There were a lot of teams interested in him before he ended up coming here to Jacksonville. And he's brought a different mindset, and talking to some of these guys. I talked to Darnell Savage and Dewey Wingard and Daniel Thomas. They just rave, Jamal, absolutely rave about Ryan Nielsen.
Look, I mean, it's the way he can relate to players, and that's the most important thing. For any coach, teacher, it doesn't matter what you're saying if you can't make the players relate to the message that you're sending. And clearly his message is resonating. I mean, I talked to Andre Sisco when camp opened up, and he said, man, he's direct. He's to the point. There's intensity in these meetings. He's not just up there like droning on and getting random stuff. The meetings are quick, but they're intense. And you're in the class. He said it's a classroom setting because at any given moment, Ryan might call on you. So it's one of those kind of things. So you better be paying attention to know what the hell's going on in there. And I talked to Darnell Savage about it today, and he said some of the same things, like you mentioned, that he feels like guys are out there competing and they enjoy playing in this defense, and it's intense. And look, I think that is one thing that all the defensive players are echoing, that they like this defense. And there's something to be said when guys just like the way you're asking them to play the game.
5 days in, is there somebody that maybe was off of your radar coming into camp that is now on your radar?
5 days in, off the radar, that's on the radar. Let me think. I don't know if there's anybody that was completely off the radar that just jumped on it. Christian Braswell had a fantastic day today, a couple of pass breakups and an interception. Joseph Skates, that might be my off the radar, on the radar guy. He had a pretty good day today. Made a couple of big plays. He's a kind of big body wide receiver. He's flashed a few times along the way. I could see him more as a practice squad guy. If there's a guy that I think is interesting that could make the roster, again, not an off the radar guy, Joshua Cephas. He's an undrafted free agent that a lot of people had some hype around. They've given him some of that treatment that you've seen them give guys in the past that all of a sudden popped up on the roster. He's catching passes from Trevor Lawrence during drills. There was something I noted the other day when quarterbacks are always warming up. All the media members and even fans have seen Evan Ingram go over there and catch passes from the quarterbacks. They brought Joshua Cephas over there the other day, and it was Cephas and Ingram catching those passes from the quarterbacks. I've never seen them bring another receiver over there to do that, ever. So that was something that I thought was noteworthy that I think is worth, at least mentioning and monitoring. But I think Cephas is a guy that's got a real shot at making the roster. Andrew Parker Jr. is another undrafted free agent that I wouldn't sleep on, Hacker. He's a linebacker, and I know that linebacker room's crowded, but he's a guy that I think special teams is going to be his way on this roster because of those new kickoff rules. I think he's built for it, and I think there's potential that he could be a contributor on defense down the road one day.
Yeah, I remember being at rookie minicamp. I didn't have a roster yet, and I go to one of the PR guys. I go, who's 58? Because 58 was running all over the place, and that's Andrew Parker Jr. I didn't know if he knew where he was necessarily supposed to be, but wherever he was going to in a big hurry, and that is translated.
He goes there at 100 miles an hour.
Right, exactly.
And he's got some wheels, too. So
yeah, no, I agree. And quickly to wide receiver, I agree with you about Cephas. I'll tell you another guy, Jamal, and I'd be surprised if this guy makes the team, but I think it's an interesting story. I thought Denzel Mims, no one really talked about that signing after OTAs. But that guy has come in here, and I think, every time I watch him, he's caught everything thrown his way. A former second-round pick, obviously did not work out for him with the New York Jets. It'll be interesting to see as we move forward here if potentially a practice squad spot or something for a guy like Mims, who has come in to me and made a nice contribution to this team in a very quick amount of time.
Yeah, that's fair enough. He's made a couple of plays. He's been a guy that Mac Jones has clearly built up a repertoire with and is targeted throughout some of the drills. I've noticed that Mac, he goes in there. If Mims is there, Mims might be getting that ball and it's going his way. And that could be for a number of reasons. Maybe him and Mims have worked together, or maybe it's just because Mims is the guy open. I don't know. But it's been good so far for Mims. Definitely been a guy that's kind of jumped off the page early on. He's going to have a real tough road, though, to make the roster, but practice squad might be the destination for him. He's definitely doing a good job of kind of rehabbing maybe his reputation and getting back in the good graces of the NFL after things kind of went south elsewhere in the league.
Final question, kind of the opposite of what I just asked. Is there a veteran that's been on this roster that maybe hasn't performed as well as you would have liked to see a week into camp?
A guy that hasn't performed as well, that's tough. I think the guys that have been disappointing maybe are guys that still aren't healthy. Like Gabe Davis still isn't full tilt at this point, so they're kind of holding him back some. There have been a couple of drop passes along the way. Nothing that I'm terribly concerned with, but you don't love to see it from a guy that's going to have to play a big role in the offense. On the defensive side of the ball, I think everybody for the most part has been fine. You know what? Actually, let me double back to your other question. Caleb Johnson is the guy that was off the radar that jumped on the radar.
I love Caleb Johnson. I totally agree with you.
I did not have him in the battle for that starting third linebacker job going into camp, but he is firmly on it now. I mean, he's been a special teamer here for a couple of years, but he has had a fantastic first week of camp, and going into the second week, Caleb Johnson. I want to change my answer.
It was funny. I'll tell you a funny story real quick. So I'm leaving practice on Friday last week after Johnson had the pick earlier in the week, and I go up to him. I said, "Hey, man, I gave you some love on the radio last night." He goes, "Really?" And he gives me a fist pound. He was all fired up about it, man. So, yeah, Caleb Johnson's one of my guys. I totally agree with that. Jamal St. Cyr is one of our guys. Channel 4, always kind enough to join us here on Hacker After Dark. Jamal, the pads come on tomorrow. I know we're all excited about that. What can people look forward to over there on Channel 4 in the coming days?
Hey, we got a new episode of Teal the Show. We got Frank Frangie hanging out with us all the time on Monday and Friday nights at 11:20. Where we'll be rolling out Jaguars coverage all season long. So come. You don't have to just listen to me. You can hear Frangie talking about what he saw out there at training camp. Good way to keep up with everything.
Jamal, always appreciate it, man. I'll see you out there in the morning.
All right, see you, Hacker. Thanks for having me on.
Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update brought to you by USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more at Progressive.com. No major surprises on the hardwood on night 3. The U.S. women's basketball team won its 56th straight game, rolling over Japan in its first group stage matchup, 102-76, behind a double-double, 24 points and 13 boards from Asia Wilson. Up next, the American women play Belgium on Thursday. It was a thrilling day for the U.S. men's gymnastics team, which won its first medal in 16 years. The American men took bronze after a mostly error-free showing in the artistic gymnastics final. Arizona native Jagger Eaton won silver in the men's skateboarding street final. Fellow American Nyjah Houston of California earned bronze. And tennis at Roland Garros, Americans Coco Gauff, Emma Navarro, and Danielle Collins all advanced with second-round victories, but Jessica Pegula was sent packing. With this Summer Games update, I'm Erica Herskowitz, Westwood One Sports.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist?
You don't say.
Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
15,000 workers. I'm Brian Rose from Remedy Staffing. We survey 15,000 blue-collar workers each year to better understand what drives quality and dependability in our workforce. The survey shows when looking for a new job, the initial pay rate, job security, and safety while working are the most important factors for hourly workers. If you're an employer and would like to learn more about the voice of the blue-collar worker, please call us at 904-528-1933.
What's up? I'm Miles.
Hey, and I'm Jara.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich is how the flavors come together. First, I taste the smoky grilled chicken, then the pepper bacon with that maple bun, added with the sweet heat and the pickles.
I'm really sold on the pickle. It meets you in the middle with the sweetness and the heat.
It's spice-tastic.
Yum-licious.
Flavoristic.
The sandwich of the summer. The Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich.
Order the Maple Pepper Bacon Sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Make sure your roof is ready for the next Florida storm by scheduling a free roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to $1,250 on your roof replacement, plus flexible financing up to 15 years. Offer expires July 31st. Restrictions apply. Call 1-855-ROOF-HELP or click universalroof.com.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com
so you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
It's back! The Big One sales event is here, and it's going on now at Arlington Toyota. Arlington has over 400 new Toyotas available. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and family vans. And that means now is the time to go big and go home in style. Plus, with every new Toyota purchase, you get Arlington's lifetime warranty and 30-day exchange program. But don't wait. The Big One sales event won't last long, so shop today. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Clearwater. John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater Irrigation. irrigation, and drainage too.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to bring your friends out and enjoy our spectacular golf course, which is carved out of some of the highest elevations in North Florida. Hidden Hills Golf Club, unlike any other. Check us out, hiddenhillsgc.com.
Vegas, baby. This is Taylor Dahl from Helmets and Heels, and we're sending one lucky listener to Circa Resort and Casino this December. Win a free 3-night stay with $200 food and beverage credit, plus a daybed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen at Circa, you'll huddle up with the Heels at the Overhang Bar for our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and giveaways. For a chance to win this all-in package to Circa with Helmets and Heels, enter at 1010xl.com/Vegas.
And if you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, Circa Resort and Casino has a special rate just for Jacksonville fans. Mia here, and for just $500, get a 3-night stay at Circa, $200 in food and beverage credit, plus a day bed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive screen, it's the world's largest hot tub party. The all-in package is only available till August 30th, so act now. Book and join the Heels in Vegas. Visit CircaLasVegas.com today.
The 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris feature incredible athletes and is the 3rd time the Olympics will be held in Paris. If you're planning to attend, USAPark.net Airport Parking salutes your support of our American athletes. So no matter where you're going, whether you're traveling to the Olympics to support our athletes or just visiting Grandma, remember to park at USAPark.net.
Sports fans, JJ LaSalva here. When I need to send my bride flowers or a plant for birthdays or anniversaries, I always go with Hume Flowers. After all, they've been the leading florist in these parts for over 75 years. You can always rely on Hume Flowers.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555.
Former Jaguar defensive back Demetrius McCray comes up in less than 10 minutes. Big news of the night for the Jaguars. Well, I don't know if it's big news, but it is certainly news. The Jaguars have released kicker Riley Patterson. Cam Little, the rookie out of Arkansas, will be the kicker. He's the only kicker on the roster. Riley Patterson released by the Jacksonville Jaguars earlier tonight. Again, second time we've had to say this. He was released last year. Thank you again to Riley Patterson. That game-winning field goal against the Chargers, one of the biggest kicks in Jaguar history in the playoffs just 2 short years ago. Did not work out for him in the long term, but he will always have the memory, and Jaguar fans will always remember him for making that kick to beat the Chargers in the playoffs. Former Jaguar defensive back Demetrius McCray talks Tyson Campbell, Ryan Nielsen, training camp, and more next Monday night, Hacker After Dark. Glad you're with us, Jacksonville. It's 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Hard work, conviction, know-how, and talent. That's who we are. This is 1010XL, and this is what we do. Imported from Jacksonville.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes and summer's here on the First Coast. You know, long days, short sleeves, and soaring temperatures that can do a number on your AC. Look, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard it 1,000 times. Hope is not a plan. So do what I did and plan ahead with expert AC tune-ups from Fenwick Home Services to avoid those costly summer breakdowns. Fenwick has you covered with same-day service, including maintenance plans, free same-day estimates, and guaranteed repairs. Book your expert tune-up today and avoid costly breakdowns tomorrow. Plan ahead instead of hoping for the best. Online at FenwickHomeservices.com. That's FenwickHomeservices.com.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Wake up and smell the golf balls.
Brunch with the Tour.
Tour news, tips, and inside info.
Uphill putt for birdie. Brought to you by
Clearwater Irrigation. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A. Tuesday morning at 8:30 on 1010XL.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
When it comes to towing products, your safety on the road is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Whether it's a heavy-duty tow hitch, trailer frame, wiring, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com to explore a range of products and schedule your installation. Cannons of Jacksonville, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
If you're looking for custom metalwork, look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Whether it's custom railing, shade structures, or custom entry gates, their expert team controls the turnkey process. From CAD design and raw metal to powder-coated finish and expert installation. When you choose Superior Fence and Rail for your custom metal project, you get a project that's, well, superior. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail today.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball presented by FIS is home this week at 121 Financial Ballpark. Bring your dog tomorrow for a Forever Vets Dog Day. Then it's 5-Star Good is Everywhere Wednesday featuring Dreams Come True. This weekend starts with Coors Light Thirsty Thursday and Fireworks Friday and Saturday. Baseball all week and weekend. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. Affordable. Family fun.
For over 40 years, Play It Again Sports has served its customers with a winning, sustainable shopping model. Could say, we were recycling before recycling was cool. Save on quality used sporting goods for baseball, softball, lacrosse, hockey, golf, tennis, and more. Or sell us your gently used gear. We buy all sports, all seasons, and offer cash on the spot. Stop by Play It Again Sports today on Merrill Road near 295 or online at playitagainsports.com.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
Dave and Ammon here with Zero Res. So Ammon, you have worked for Zero Res since you were 9 years old. What makes Zero Res the right choice for cleaning carpets and tile?
I can think of 3 simple reasons. We have the best process, the best people, and our promise to do the best cleaning possible every time.
So what deals does Zero Res offering for this month?
July is National Carpet Cleaning Month, so for home carpet cleaning, we're offering $49 per room, and for businesses, we're offering 20% off.
Sounds like a great time to get your carpets cleaned. Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us as week 2 of Jaguar training camp is underway. They are 5 practices in. The pads will come on later in the week. And remember, the Jaguars have a preseason opener 1 week from this Saturday, August the 10th, against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's talk to a man that played right here for the Jacksonville Jaguars, a former NFL defensive back, Demetrius McCray, always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. Demetrius, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I appreciate you having me on, Ryan.
Hey, Demetrius, we always enjoy it. I saw you were out there on Saturday with the Jaguar Legends. That's a cool event that they put on for the alumni, the guys that still live here in town. I'm sure you guys really enjoy being a part of that as well.
Absolutely. A lot of, like you said, a lot of alumni, we stay here, and Jacksonville is just a, nice place to raise a family and, just be essentially. And then it's really nice that the Jags are able to, have this Legends community, really embrace, kind of embrace the brotherhood that we have and we built over the years. And so I'm able to meet some, Jaguars that played, in the early, in the 90s and early 2000s. And so kind of building that brotherhood from there as well, because we all a fraternity, through the NFL, but more particularly here in Jacksonville too. So it's just really nice to see and be a part of.
Yeah, Demetrius, let's dive right in. You were out there on Saturday. You keep up with the team very close as well. Obviously, the big news late last week was Tyson Campbell and his brand new contract extension. You certainly know a thing or two about playing corner in the National Football League. Your thoughts on Tyson Campbell and the 4-year extension here in Jacksonville?
Yeah, I think it was great. It's good to see, it's good to see draft picks get that second contract with with the team that drafted him, particularly here in Jacksonville too, right? The team showed their loyalty to him, and he's been playing really great, and so definitely deserved. And so I'm excited to see how he plays. Essentially prove like, hey, I'm worth that. I'm worth that contract, and so I have no doubt that he's going to perform like he's been doing over the past few years. So this is going to be exciting to see, especially on that defensive side of the ball. In that defensive backfield too, because there's a lot of great additions there.
Former Jaguar defensive back Demetrius McCray here with us on 1010XL in Jacksonville. Demetrius, you just alluded to it, but in the last 2 years, Andrew Wingard, Devon Hamilton, Daniel Thomas, Trevor Lawrence, Joshua Hines-Allen, Tyson Campbell, all guys that started their career here in Jacksonville, all given extensions. You look 5, 6, 7 guys that have been given second contracts. What does that mean to the players in the locker room when the organization is taking care of their own guys?
Yeah, it means a lot, right? It means a lot. It just shows that the general manager is making really great decisions and draft picks to be able to reward the guys for all the hard work that they've been putting in. And so it's a really nice thing to see, us paying our people. Josh Hines-Allen was a really great example because we really wanted him back. The team really wanted him back. The city really wanted him back, and seeing that the team was able to get that deal done, really excited the team. And of course, Trevor Lawrence, right? Number one overall pick. He's our He's our future. And so locking him in is going to be key. And then you start seeing, some of the other pieces, Daniel Thomas, and then like we just talked about, Tyson Campbell. We're building a core group of guys that we're going to, go to battle with and hopefully bring a championship here soon.
Demetrius, it's interesting when you look at the secondary here in Jacksonville. You got guys that have been here a while, the Andre Siscos, Tyson Campbells, Dewey Wingards, Daniel Thomases, and then you mix in free agents like Ronald Darby and Darnell Savage, rookies like Jarian Jones, DeAndre Prince. You've been in NFL locker rooms, obviously, including right here in Jacksonville. What is that like? The old guard, if you will, and all the new guys coming in, they got to gel pretty quick. I mean, they open up with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and, 41 days from now down in South Florida. But how do you feel that secondary is coming together?
I think it's coming together really good. They have a good defensive coach, Chris Richard. I actually played with him in Seattle, and so he's going to make sure that they're right. But they're a very talented group of people with some veteran leadership, like you just alluded to. You got Tyson Campbell, you got Andre Sisco, you got Ronald Darby, very great veteran leadership who played at a high level. And so for Prince to come in, for Jarian Jones to come in, they're just going to learn a lot, and they'll be able to adapt to the game very quickly with the help of those guys.
A couple of more for former Jaguar defensive back Demetrius McCray. We talk about Ryan Nielsen, and I want to ask you about him, the Jags' new D coordinator. But you mentioned Chris Richard. You have a great perspective there because, as you said, you played for him out in Seattle. I watched The Hunt on Jaguars.com, that terrific documentary that they do about once a month, and you can just tell the players love Chris Richard. I've had a couple of guys tell me how much they love Ryan Nielsen and Chris Richard. What is it about Richard that players relate to so well?
Well, for one, the experience, right? He's coached one of the greatest secondaries that ever played together, and some of the best DBs that ever played the game, period. And Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, and Richard Sherman, right? And so being able to have those talented guys together and not have any egos through that locker room, right? Just shows that experience of he's able to, lead men, and then his energy that he bring to practice, to games, in the meeting rooms. I experienced that firsthand, and you can just tell that, hey, this is why Seattle is who they are, right? And even in Dallas too, when they had their defense, when he was the D coordinator there, this is why defenses that he's been a part of, have been really well. And he comes from a really great scheme, that Pete Carroll, Gus Bradley, Dan Quinn scheme. And so, it's going to be really good to see how that secondary play together, because they have a really great coach in Chris Richard.
To the defensive coordinator, Ryan Nielsen was formerly the DC in New Orleans last year, spent time in Atlanta, and he's another one. I mean, you look through the first 5 days, it looks like the defense has gotten over on the offense a little bit. I want to ask you about that in a moment. But as far as Ryan Nielsen goes, again, he's been here since January, right? The guys are getting used to him, but it's learning on the fly, a brand new DC. Your opening 4 games are against Tua in Miami, Deshaun Watson in Cleveland, Josh Allen in Buffalo, and C.J. Stroud in Houston. That defensive staff and those players got to mesh pretty quick here.
Absolutely. That's what you just named off. That's a tough 4-game stretch, but I have no doubt that they will be prepared. We're all professionals, and we've that defense has a lot of experience, and so I'm excited to see how the rush and cover comes together. With Trayvon Walker having another year under his belt, Josh Hines Allen. He's going to be a premier pass rusher in this league, and so I'm excited to see just how it all comes together against other teams. And here coming up, we get to see a preview in the preseason. But defensive coordinator, he's going to have all those guys ready, for sure. His experience with the Saints, that defense was flying around when he was there. His time in Atlanta as well. He always has his guys ready.
Speaking about Walker and Hines Allen, maybe move Trevis Gibson into the conversation as well, the edge guys. How will the arrival of Eric Armstead, a healthy Devon Hamilton this year, how will that help those guys affect the opposing quarterback?
I think it'll help just give Walker and Hines Allen, a break or two, right? You want them to be fresh on those third downs, so they can attack that quarterback. Essentially when it's that time, right? When we know it is passing downs, we want them to be as fresh as possible to be able to get to that quarterback, and then you will see those DBs be able to make those plays. And essentially them too as well, getting to the ball. Hopefully we get a lot of sack fumbles out of them. So yeah, I'm excited just to see that whole defense play.
Final moments for former Jaguar defensive back Demetrius McCray. Demetrius, we in the media, I guess some of the fans as well, we're programmed this time of year to say, first week of camp, the defense is traditionally ahead of the offense because that's the narrative that we've been fed. You live that life. You played in the NFL for 4 seasons, including 3 right here in Jacksonville. I mean, is that true? Is the defense generally ahead of the offense now? And if so, why is that the case?
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that generally ahead. From my experience, we practice against them, all the time. And so being able to, know their keys and know, that offense, we kind of have a jump start on some of their plays, but, they're still going through their playbook and things of that sort, with the various installs that they have. And so you'll start seeing that offense pick up, as they start installing more plays and getting more creative with with their playbook. And so, like you alluded to, is day 5, right? It's a lot of football to be played. And so, once they start opening up that playbook, it will be, you'll start seeing that shift, if you want to say, that shift in perspective, I guess.
Demetrius, speaking of the offense, Trevor Lawrence, a whole new bunch of wide receivers, right? Last year it was Ridley and Jones and Agnew and Kirk. Well, Kirk is the only one left. In comes Davis, Thomas, Duvernay, throw Parker Washington in there. Obviously, we know about Evan Ingram and Travis Etienne. Do you feel, as a guy that covered some great wide receivers during your time in the NFL, do you feel the Jaguars have surrounded Trevor with enough talent at the skill position to be successful?
Yeah. With the addition of Gabe Davis, and you got Duvernay, great returner as well. And then you got Travis Etienne and Brian Thomas. They are going to make a splash, right? So that offense will gel together. Trevor, he just has to get the playmakers the ball, and they're going to have to do the rest, right? They got to do the rest. He has to put them in a really good play and, distribute that ball properly. And, if he does that, the playmakers are going to be able to make their plays. So, that time will come, and you'll be able to see that the offense click on all cylinders once the season kicks off.
You not only started a bunch of games at corner, you obviously had a very big impact on special teams during your NFL career. Are you as curious as we are to see this new kickoff thing? It debuts Thursday night in the Hall of Fame game. Obviously, the Jaguars play a week from Saturday. We'll see it here in Jacksonville against Kansas City. But as a guy that played kickoff coverage in the NFL, what do you think of the change and how that's going to affect the game?
Yeah, I seen it, right? I seen it at practice, and I totally dismissed it, until I seen the team practicing, and I was like, oh yes, I forgot, the new rule. It's going to be interesting. It's just going to be interesting. The team will have to scheme on, different levels of protection, just because, let's say you have a great returner, and that returner gets through that first level. Essentially all they have is, a safety and the kicker to get past, right? And so if teams can figure out how to, kind of create those levels of defense, then I think you'll see, you won't see as many returns. But on the flip side, you want to see some of those returns too, especially from, from our kickoff return team. It's just going to be interesting to see. It's going to be different. It's different. So, hopefully it goes well.
I like it because it brings the kickoff return back into the game, which is something that had been lacking. You're going to see a lot more returns, albeit they're going to look different, but we'll see what happens beginning Thursday night in the Hall of Fame game. All right, Demetrius, as we say goodbye, I'm curious, a former Jaguar as yourself, a guy that has chose to stay and remain and live here in Jacksonville, Florida, just your reaction earlier this offseason when the Jacksonville City Council approved the Stadium of the Future, assuming the NFL owners approve it, which I've been told is probably a mere formality. The Jaguars are locked in here for another 3+ decades in Northeast Florida. As an alum of the team, your thoughts on that whole situation?
I love it. I love the rendering of it. It's gonna hopefully bring another Super Bowl here. With the upgrades. I'm excited for it. Here in the next 4 years, we can see a new stadium. I know the fans are, the fans of the city, they are excited for it as well. It's going to bring a lot. It's going to bring a lot of business opportunities to downtown Jacksonville as well. So I am, I was elated when I seen the news. Living here, I'm able to see how it affects the community as far as the businesses that's going to be affected on it. And so I think it's going to be a good thing.
Former Jacksonville Jaguar defensive back Demetrius McCray. Demetrius, tell the good folks here in Jacksonville what you're up to these days, man.
I'm doing a few good things, right? So I am, number one, I'm raising my family here. Have four great kids here. And so being able to raise them in this good community has been awesome. I also have full-time employment through my employer, Fanatics. So that's been well known. That's a well-known company. Michael Rubin is doing a great job promoting the brand and kind of building up Fanatics. And then also I do personal training as well. So I'm a sports performance trainer. Just helping kids with their sports performance, kind of in my way, giving back to the community on how to be a great athlete. And so, that's what I'm up to these days. You can find me anywhere, on social media, promoting Fanatics, promoting my sports performance training, and then, promoting my kids and living the dad lifestyle.
Demetrius, always enjoy the conversation, man. Thank you. We'll talk again really soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
And thank you to former Jacksonville Jaguar defensive back Demetrius McCray for joining us tonight here on Hacker After Dark. Always appreciate catching up with these former Jaguars. Got to see Demetrius on Saturday down at the Jaguar Legends event they had at training camp, and wanted to get him on to get his thoughts on the secondary, right? The new defensive coordinator, the Tyson Campbell contract extension, and certainly everything that has gone along with that. What did we do tonight here on Hacker After Dark? Well, there was a lot to get into. Obviously, Saturday left a lot to be desired for the Jaguar offense. Let's make no bones about it. It was not a good day on Saturday for the offense. The defense really dominated the day, to be quite frank. Now, earlier today was a little bit better for the offense. As Jamal St. Cyr said earlier, though, it was a very low bar to pass, but the offense did pass it. The offense was clearly better, more productive today than they were on Saturday, but things are about to change drastically when the pads come on. We're going to see some thumping a little bit, see some hitting a little bit, so it'll be a good indicator of where kind of the offense and the defense is now, almost a week into camp. Keep in mind, the NFL preseason kicks off Thursday night with the NFL Hall of Fame game with Chicago and Houston there in Canton, Ohio, and then week one of the preseason next week, including the Jaguars, Saturday, August the 10th. So we're 12 days away from the Jaguar first preseason contest of the year. Well, that'll just about do it. It has been a very busy Monday night here on Hacker After Dark. We certainly appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. Dylan Denmark was your producer. tonight. Dylan, great job as always. I'm the hacker Ryan Green. And again, Jacksonville, thank you for spending part of your Monday evening with us right here on Hacker After Dark, on 1010XL, and on 92.5 FM. So for all of us here on HAD, have an absolutely terrific remainder of your Monday evening, and we will talk to you again tomorrow night on a Tuesday beginning at 8 o'clock. Until then, good night, Jacksonville.